Here's problem 3831. Polarized light is to have its polarization plane rotate by 90 degrees. To obtain maximum intensity of the final beam, which method should be used? So we're going to start with polarized light to begin with, and every time it goes through a filter, it's going to be dominated by Malus's law, which says that our intensity through the filter is going to equal our initial intensity cosine squared of the angle of the light coming in to the angle of the filter axis. So that's what we're going to use. So in the case of A, where we have three polarizing filters, we start with our polarized light, already polarized, some I naught, and then it's going to go through a filter that's oriented at 30 degrees to that. And so that'll come out like this. The intensity of that is going to be I naught cosine squared of 30, which is actually going to be 0.75 I naught. And then it's going to go through another filter that is oriented at 30 degrees to that. Light's going to come out there, and the intensity of that is going to be the previous intensity, 0.75 I naught, times the cosine squared of 30, which is going to be another 0.75. So that is going to be 0.563 I naught. And then it's going to go through another polarizing filter to finally reach a 90-degree orientation from its original point, and that's going to be 0.563 I naught coming in times cosine squared 30, which is another 0.75 due to that, and that's going to be equal to 0.422 I naught. So we can get something to come through at 90 degrees, and this intensity would be 0.422 I naught. What about B, two polarizing filters? We start off again with our I naught, and we have our first filter oriented at 45 degrees, and it's going to be I naught cosine squared of 45 degrees, which would be 1/2 I naught, so 0.5 I naught. And then we're going to go through another filter, 45 degrees, which actually brings us to 90. And it's going to come through there, and that'll be another cosine squared of 45 degrees. So we're going to come in with 0.5 I naught, multiplied by another 0.5. And that one's going to leave us with a final intensity of 0.25 I naught. Alright, what about C? One polarizing filter rotated by 90 degrees. Alright, so we're going to come in with our I naught, and our polarizing filter is already all the way at 90 degrees. Well, that's going to be I naught cosine squared of 90, which is 0. So that's going to be 0. Nothing's going to make it through that filter. So if we actually have a gradually changing, as we do in part A here, then we can get our maximum possible intensity through. So it's definitely not none of the above, because we actually can get light through. And if we have the configuration as in A, we can actually get 42.2% of it through. So that would be our best configuration. So our answer is A.